This conference will now be recorded.
Justice for all.
Morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. We're at our weekly supervisors meeting at the courthouse. Available by GoToMeeting also and recorded for future records. We have an agenda in front of us. I have a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
The motion is our second.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved. Approve the minutes of the November 26th meeting. Motion to approve the minutes. Motion is our second.
Second.
Any other discussion?
Roll call, Todd,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Cindy,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Mark.
Right? Motion approved. County Attorney General discussion.
I don't have anything for you today. I should have something for me.
Very good. Anybody?
Nope.
Sheriff's not here today. Department head discussion.
I just have a couple things. So I emailed you yesterday, just a couple ARPA applications. We have to have those funds committed by the end of December. So if you guys get a chance, we'll have it on the agenda next week. Can't really discuss today, but if you can look through and if there's any questions, bring them up before next week if we can, so we can get any information needed.
Do you know how much is left after Laura's?
I believe it was just under 11,000.
Thank you.
I got something also. That's our last Tuesday of this year is on December 31st. And we're required by code to have organizational meeting the first day after a holiday in first year. So that would be January 2nd. So I guess I just want to propose that we don't have a Tuesday meeting and we just do the Thursday meeting. Otherwise, we'd have two meetings right back to back, basically.
Courthouse is open on Tuesday, or on Thursday, correct? Absolutely.
Yeah, we're closed on Wednesday.
I'm fine with the second.
I'm okay with it.
Any other department head?
Just have a couple of things. So I wasn't able to join you guys last week, but the good news is I was able to join you this week. So I just wanted to share a couple of things. Todd probably gave you guys a quick update, but just wanted to go over a couple of things with you guys. All right, so the flyer that I just gave you, that's just some data from our child care solutions program. Since the onset of the program, we've added 31 additional children are being served here in Mitchell County. And then we have 12 additional child care professionals that have joined the child care industry. So I just wanted to share that information with you. Our state contract has ended, but we continue to work with Iowa Women's Foundations or Sherry Penny as we move forward with the program. Any questions specifically about that? All right, so then just a couple other things. We're having our second annual college and career fair tomorrow, 8:15 to 11:30 at the Osage High School. I have 17 businesses lined up to participate in that. We have hired Daisy Fox for the assistant position, and she will be starting December 16th. She's from Riceville, and so she'll be here soon. So I'm looking forward to some relief there. We had a couple revolving loan funds that we approved at our last meeting, one from Roy and Murphy, because as you guys probably know, she's renovating the building next door. So she has a dance, just for Kicks dance studio already upstairs, and then she has somebody set up, a new chiropractor will be coming to town to rent the downstairs of that building. And then Arctic is also looking to expand, and so Osage Economic Betterment Company, they are handling the build and everything, and then Arctic will rent, the building from them. And so there will be like a side-by-side building going up, out by Arctic to help with their expansion, basically it's for storage, and then as they're able to move things over to that building, they are looking to add 10 to 15 new jobs.
Wow. Okay.
And then I also attended the National Rural Economic Development Association's annual conference in Omaha, Nebraska a couple weeks ago, so it was definitely well worth attending. Just want to pass those things along to you. Any questions for me?
Kind of what happened at the conference, just some general.
So it was really a lot about connecting to other economic development groups across the nation. There was a lot of networking. It was a lot of motivational stuff. So I have a new motivational speaker. She's from Montana, so she's my new favorite motivational speaker. And then some educational stuff that I want to take a deeper dive into it to see how we could maybe apply it here in the county.
Okay.
Mhm. Any other questions? All right.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
County engineer update.
I don't really have anything for you. I will be gone tomorrow, Friday, at the Iowa County Engineers Conference, but nothing to report this week. So.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Discussion and possible action on zoning fee schedule resolution.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You guys should have gotten an email from I think Rachel sent it. I don't think I sent it, but you should have gotten, a resolution draft of all of the zoning fees that we have here in the county. We need to approve that. Specifically, it was brought to my attention because they need it for the wind ordinance. So they're gonna put all of the zoning fees in the draft that they're doing. So I do need to have that approved. But I did send an email to, the individual that we're working with at NICOG to, see if, that kind of lined up with other counties, if we were too high, too low, just to make sure that, we were gonna be comparable. And he sent back an email that said that, for the commercial wind energy systems, that we might actually be a bit low. So I don't know if you guys want to discuss that. I do have other drafts here available, so that way if you guys do plan to change it, I do already have those printed out, so we could still have a document signed today. But what we're proposing is on the one that you guys got sent in the email, it was $500 for a commercial wind energy conversion system. So $500 for the permit per turbine. But again, he said that we are pretty low on that. He said closer to $1,000 is actually perfectly reasonable. Those are his exact words, not mine. And he said that he has seen as high as 1,500, but I don't know if we need to go that high. So I have other drafts lined up for 750, 1,000, 1,250, whatever you guys really think. If you guys think 500 is great, then that's totally fine. We can sign that document today if we need to
Is
sign.
that the only one, or are there other, commercial, were there any recommendations for any of the other ones, or was that just the only one?
So since he's really only working for a wind ordinance right now, he looked at the CUX that's defined. But he did say that maybe we should change the height of it as well. The FAA really starts caring about commercial wind turbines too at like 200 feet. But when it comes to other, like the non-farm use or the zoning commission or board of adjustments meetings or anything like that, he didn't have any suggestions for that. He didn't have any suggestions for like the residential WEX or the Met towers, the cell towers, the solar, nothing, just the commercial ones.
So So I'm moving a little slow here, you have to excuse me. So in the towers, the second one down, the commercial wax.
Yep.
He proposed that $1,000 is not out of line for that, and then he also mentioned something about greater than 200 feet, so that would apply for that same line,
Yeah, right.
but so that it would be 200 feet and $1,000 for that line.
Right, so greater than 200 feet, and then changing the permit to reflect a higher cost.
At $1,000,
If that's what you guys choose. Again, I've got multiple drafts
Alright.
here. I've got it at the 500, I've got it at 750, I have it at 1,000, and I also have it at 1,250, just because he said that he's seen it as high as 1,500.
I wasn't sure if you were proposing another line at 200 feet or whatever, so, but,
Yeah, no, not another line, no.
all right.
But I do see that on my draft, I did not change the height, so I will have to have that printed off, and then I'll have to have Mark sign it, I guess. So, if we decide to change the height. So I guess it's your guys' thoughts, but I don't have a current resolution, right now for my zoning fees, and he does fees that for the ordinance.
So what about commercial wax that are under 200 feet then?
So that would then become a residential.
All right.
Yep, a residential one.
What's typical height for what's out there?
So right now, what they're proposing is like 650 feet.
Okay,
So for a commercial one, residential ones are typically smaller because they're gonna be closer to the houses.
and they fall under that 200 feet then?
Usually, he said that, most non-scale turbines for acreages or residential are usually 80 to 150 feet tall, so,
Okay.
yeah, they usually do fall under that
Right.
height. So,
As long
I
as
just-
it's going what's been recommended by, then I won't say his name,
for the NICO
The NICO.
representative, yep.
representative.
So that would be $1,000 per, and just to justify that, it's a pretty gruesome application process when it comes to review on my end. And since I would be the only one really having my eyes on it, besides for things like the road use or the emergency management plan, I'm really the only one who's gonna have eyes on that. And I have a feeling they're probably gonna submit multiple applications all at once, so that way we can hold meetings all at once. So it is pretty gruesome. I don't mean to say it like that, but for one person, it's gonna take a lot to review that. So that's just justification to raise that if that's what you guys choose.
Do we not have to have a public hearing to change anything?
I don't think so, because you're doing it by resolution. I don't think so. Am I right by that, Karen? They don't have to have a public hearing for a resolution, right?
Is this part of the zoning ordinance though? It's in there? Is this in the ordinance?
It's not in the ordinance
This
now,
is-
but it will be in the draft, so, of the wind ordinance.
All right.
Yeah, he wants to put that in the draft. So we're not changing the ordinance per se right now.
This is not
You guys-
in the ordinance.
No, you guys will have a public hearing when it comes to the draft of the wind ordinance getting amended into the zoning ordinance.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. No, that's a good question.
Mr. Horgan,
Where do these fees, what are they used for?
So again,
They go into your general fund or?
so it would go into one of my funds, yes. It would go into my zoning fund that I've got. And again, it goes strictly for review. I mean, there's multiple hours in reviewing these applications. So, because they have to submit a substantial amount of paperwork, and I have to review every single document that comes through to make sure that it's gonna match up to the draft of the ordinance. And then it also goes towards, holding the public hearings and everything like that.
So it all goes towards administration of the,
Administration and then permitting, yep.
you want to change it to 1,200 or 1,500 or what's?
Well, it was proposed at 200 feet and the 1,000 was kind of normal. That's what you mentioned.
just go to 1,000 if that's what's recommended.
1,000, and then would you guys like
My
to change the
suggestion.
height? Because I'll just have to print off a different document that changes that height, and then I'll just have to come in and have Mark sign it. But,
That keeps it closer to the commercial side of it as compared to affecting residential people.
Right.
So-
that's true, yes.
So are we going to need to, that top line then, residential Wex, we're gonna have to increase that from, right, it says right now 50 to 100 feet.
I will
that
probably,
be
yeah.
50 to 200 feet then.
I'll probably change that, 50 to 200.
And a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to make the changes as we have discussed.
I'll second that.
So you're changing the top line to 200 feet and the second one to $1,000?
The top one 50 to 200, excuse me, the top one 50 to 200 feet and at the same rate of $200. The second line, commercial Wex, greater than 200 feet, that would be the new number, and the fee would be $1,000.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Roll call, Mark.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Cindy.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Tom.
Hi.
Thank you, I will go, since I see you guys
We have 10 minutes.
have time, I'll go print that off quick and then I'll come right back.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Alrighty. It's not 9 o'clock yet, so I guess we'll have to go to meetings attended.
I do not have anything.
I had a substance abuse coalition board meeting and, this Jay. Saragordo County is gonna be doing Prime for Life in the Osage High School on December 11th. And he's gonna be doing Riceville in February. And, they're gonna do a presentation at the St. Ansgar basketball game between Osage and St. Ansgar. That's the 21st of January. So. Anyway, the highlights.
We had a county social service meeting, and they could only keep 10% of their budget back from what they've had, so they had to give back $3 million to the state, which seems kind of, we're just our group, but we give them back $3 million, but they can't pay that $80,000 that they owe the sheriff department. But it's the state, and we may have to pay for our advocates that would come out, and he's gonna send us how much it might be for our budget for this year. Because years before, we had tax money from us to service our own county social service, and then the state took it over, and now it's gonna come back, some of it back to the county. That's always nice.
So social services, we're paying for the advocates, and now we're gonna have to budget for
That's
that.
correct. The state paid for them before, but now we're gonna have to. And then when the sheriff takes somebody to jail, or they're gonna have to come up with that, or transportation. The state used to pay for that, but it's gonna come back to the sheriff department now.
It's amazing.
Yeah. That's all.
I had none.
All right.
Yes.
Manure management plan update?
We have 3 Sugar Site, 3351 440th Street, Riceville, Lavasi Finisher Farm, 2634 430th Street, Little Cedar, and Gasco Finisher Farm, 5029 Ocean Avenue, Stacyville.
All righty. And we're down to public comments. Any public comments still? 9 o'clock?
Got it?
Yeah, I got it, can I sign this?
You bet.
So I just wanna look that over, make sure that it looks the way it's supposed to.
$25,000.
Thank you.
Okay, you bet. All right, we got 10 minutes.
Thanks.
There's two out there. Where?
You, ordered those, yeah.
Thought of myself, picked out a really nice clock.
Where's it at?
I ordered it here. It's really fancy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Stay under $500.
Yeah, I do that.
I'm gonna have to reinforce the wall. Does it automatically change when it's daylight
It
savings?
does everything. Yeah.
You have to, post any change.
You're fine, it's not 9, you're okay?
You shouldn't encourage her. Yes, I mean, no, that's not for me, it's for my daughter. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Right here, because this is not that formal.
All right.
We got 3 out of the 4.
So we're with the Library Association, and we're with St. Ansgar, Osage, Riceville, and Stacyville, and we are very thankful for the support that you've always given us in the past. We are requesting a 3% increase. Inflation is 2.5%, and we're asking for 3% if we could. The total would be about 5,200 more than last year. So books are going up, everything's going up. We're doing more programming, trying to get more families and kids in the library, and I think it's been working. We're still looking to the future of the library services here in Mitchell County. We have 2 directors that retired this last fiscal year, and maybe 2 in the near future, I don't know. We all maintain our certification and our accreditation for the libraries, and not every library does that. There's a lot of
So what's
hoops to
certification?
jump through. Our library certification.
No.
Oh.
What is certification?
Oh.
We as directors certify every 3 years. We have a certain amount of continuing education hours that we have to do. And accreditation is a much bigger hurdle. The state library has many, many standards that we have to meet in order to be considered a tier 3, that's top library. And all of us have met that goal for a good number of accreditation cycles. Thankfully, mine was due this coming year, and because of a change up at the state library, a staff retirement, they deferred everything for a year, so it's like, it's always a breath of fresh air.
Sorry. Oh, no, that's fine, that's great. So we're just wanting to maintain the top-notch service, and we, as librarians, are honored to be part of promoting literacy and providing programs, education, and entertainment, along with social support in our communities. So, yeah. That's great. Thank you.
In Osage, we've been trying, and I think everywhere in the county, we've been trying to grow children's programming. That's huge for us because we think that's the future. And we are back to pre-COVID numbers, which is awesome. But it's a double-edged sword. With that growth comes more cost and more staff needed and more supplies. So this increase would really help us keep growing that program. We're trying to be resourceful, but we still need some funds to make everything happen. So we really appreciate your support so far. It's been awesome.
And we're definitely not unsympathetic. We understand that not only our costs are going up, but all of your costs are going up. And though we are maintaining or getting back to some of our pre-COVID numbers and even exceeding them, nothing costs the same as it did before COVID. I mean, that was just such a huge negative factor, actually, for our entire country. So, as she said, that's the double-edged sword.
Are you gonna
And
ask,
you have all of our reports. I know they're long and boring, but
are you gonna ask the same 3% from all the cities that you represent?
possibly more.
Well, I just wanted to know if it was gonna be Main that
Yes.
we're, it's gonna be less than what you're asking for us, but it's gonna be the same or more. with the
Same or
dog.
more for
Yes.
us as well.
I will, next week, as a matter of fact, is my December board meeting. Frequently, we don't have them in December, but this year we just had a lot of work to do. And so hopefully we will be finalizing our budget that we will then present to the Riceville City Council, whatever is left of the Riceville City Council.
Okay. So, yeah, here's a question. If it's not that, I'm just speak personally, it's not that I don't want to approve the budget. So what I'm gonna say is that's not the point. We've been trying to wait for some of our dollars to come through before we start approving everybody's
Sure.
money,
Sure.
because we have to figure out our own side of this also.
Right.
So if we were not to approve your budget today and do it later down in the timeline of things, when do you need to submit your budget to the state? Is there a deadline that you need to have your stuff put together?
No state.
You don't have to
Only
submit
our
to the
cities.
state?
No
City.
No, yeah, just cities.
Okay.
Ours is in January.
You have to, the cities have to, but we just are accountable to our city government.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to lock you in out of a deadline that you hadn't made somehow.
Those libraries are one that were, in the code were to help support, is that correct?
Yeah, we're required to.
And you far exceed what the code requires of you, and I cannot thank you enough. You far exceed it.
The code says
It's been
6 3/4 cents per city and per county. And it reads differently as far
Yeah.
as cities have to, I believe, levy for it. We have the option to either levy or just take it out of our general fund. That's the minimum.
I just wanted to say, I've only heard good things about the libraries in Mitchell County, so I feel you guys are all doing a good job.
I'd say they're not.
Yeah.
They do.
They do. Proud of our libraries.
And it hasn't, in the past, you have not always moved on this the day that we present it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because we have our budget.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think we're just
Oh,
here
that's
to
understandable.
kind of,
Yeah.
All right.
Just here to represent.
we want to start from the line
Right.
here.
The earlier the better, then we get, right? We have it longer, so we can study it longer, that's nice, so.
And we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. We appreciate
Thank you
you.
for having me. Yeah.
And may I say, I would love for any and all of you to come visit our libraries. The Mitchell County Supervisors do a tour every year. They get to the libraries one year, Howard County, yeah, thanks. They do 2 one year and 2 the next, and I don't know, it's just fun. I think it's fun for them to actually see what we're doing, and we love to show them. So, want to put that invitation in time?
Yeah, we have great libraries, I think.
Mm-hmm. So you support us? You might want to come see what you're supporting. Jim's been there and the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, visit ours also, yeah.
They're very nice facilities. Do a good thing for the county.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Any other public comments before we? We'll adjourn at 9:04.